Alrighty, we're beginning the dark side now. This is Shadow's story. Shadow's giving his intro right now, but there's no subtitles and the volume's too low for us to really hear it.
I also don't care what he says.
He also just literally said, "This is the dark side story." Yeah, it's just
when you acknowledge that you're evil. I am the bad guy.
Or when video games acknowledge things like, "I gotta get past the tutorial level. Once I get past the tutorial level, I can progress through the game."
Like, come on.
It's like meta.
Are the stakes real or not?
It's meta, but it's cool when the meta is like trying to be funny, like in Conker's Bad Fur Day when it's like self-referential, or like Deadpool. But when you're trying to be cool and just be like, "If I push the A button, I can jump up." It's like, no, just have some text that says like push A to jump.
Yeah, I don't want to hear anyone say that out loud.
Yeah. It's like the songs in this game, especially like the Knuckles raps, where like
they're pretty bad.
They're talking about Knuckles. They're just like, yo, my name is Knuckles. Here to kick some ass, Pumpkin Hill, fucking sluts and bitches.
Those
against
are the real
their will.
Lyrics. Don't look them up. Those are the real lyrics.
Man, I just actually came up with a spit dope fire ass rhyme.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what that was. A spit dope fire ass line.
Fucking bitches at Pumpkin Hill, something against their will.
You don't even goddamn.
Well, my rhymes are so complex with like like polyrhythms and shit.
Internal and external rhymes.
Yep.
Eric never raps in anything less than iambic parameter. Are we essentially playing the exact same shit in the exact same way with the exact same controls?
Yes.
Fuck me.
Eggman's character, Eggman's levels.
Tails.
Yeah, he's Tails. Shadow is Sonic,
Oh,
and
shit.
Rouge is Knuckles.
Oh, this sucks, huh?
They're the exact same. It's pretty much just more of the same, but now you're in the dark side, which is, you know,
pathetic.
Which
don't
I will
fucking frost over. That's stupid.
I will say that, like, you know, the hero campaign is pretty short, so it's not like,
yeah, we did get through it real fast.
It's not like the game is dragging on at this point. The thing I like too is it doesn't seem like the story was desperate for like more content.
The game doesn't seem like it's dragging on as we're going down the slowest elevator of all time, waiting for it to allow us to target the enemies we can already see.
Yeah. But yeah, there's more of the same, but it's still kind of different. Not really. You're just playing as different characters.
Sounds like you're being awful apologetic to this game.
Stop standing up for this game, Eric.
It's shit. We covered this the last 7 episodes.
No, it's not that bad. It's just good. It's just good because it is good.
What?
What am I? Oh, there we go. Wait, there was a path to the right. I just want to see. No, the camera really does not want me to go over here, so I guess not.
The camera. No, don't stop him. Stop him.
Oh damn! Dr. Eggman doesn't even have the hover thing yet. I don't have that power up yet.
Nothing I like better than being underpowered when starting over.
I mean, you're powered appropriately for this level, but
fuck appropriately. Once you become accustomed to a certain standard of gaming. So
yeah.
that's what I appreciate about the fucking Batman Arkham games. When you start the new game plus or whatever, where everything's really difficult, you don't have to unlock all the shit again. You just have it to start.
Ooh, that's one of my favorite things with games, like Resident Evil 4. When you restart the story, you can like. I think you can keep the guns. I think you can keep the guns. You pretty much, they give you the option to like start the game over, but like overpowered pretty much.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Same thing.
One of the favorite things was the infinite rocket launcher, which is just funny.
Sounds like it.
It was just literally a rocket launcher. You could just keep shooting, and you could just bulldoze through the entire game.
Speaking of ridiculous weapons, where you could bulldoze through the entire game, you remember the Scarab gun in Halo 2?
Maybe. What's it do?
Do you remember the Scarab in Halo 2?
No.
The giant walking death beam that the Covenant drops on Earth?
Oh, yeah.
You get a gun that shoots that beam.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember this by any chance?
I think so.
Because it's one of those things that, if, you know, especially back then, when you hear about it, you just assume it's an urban legend and it's bullshit. Because you have to go through this tunnel, and the idea is if you can get a Banshee to follow you through it, you have to hijack the Banshee, break the wings off just to fit it through this tunnel, go down quite a long ways, come out the other side, fly off in the other direction towards a random building, and you find what appears to just be a plasma rifle just sitting there. And it is not just a plasma rifle, it shoots the Scarab gun. And it sounds like complete horseshit. I would never have bothered to go through the fucking 45 minutes it takes to get a Banshee squeeze through that tunnel to figure it out if it's real or not. But back then, G4 was a thing, and I had nothing to do after school in high school. So I went home and watched it, and Sheet came on, and fucking Kristen Holt did it. And I was like, oh my god, it's real? And so I did it probably 6 to 7 times since then. It takes an eternity. But it's such a fucking ridiculously powerful. You just see an enemy like 300 feet away, just point, pull the trigger, the entire screen turns like plasma colored, and everything just blows up. It is fucking insane.
I'm assuming you only like can keep that for like that level.
Yeah, although I believe there might be like a skull now in the Halo games where you can just turn that fucker on. But
okay.
there's no satisfaction to getting it anymore. At that point, you're just, I chose to have an overpowered weapon. That's not as cool.
Okay. So there's more depth to the story. His password for that was Maria.
Ooh, who's she? His daughter, his wife, his girlfriend?
My memories of this game are very vague and fuzzy.
His mother?
But I think it's like some kind of thing like Cortana from the Halo games.
What?
Very convenient that Halo was just brought up.
Seriously. Cortana, by the way, one of my all-time favorite supporting characters in any video game ever. Because she actually helps you.
Yeah.
Almost every supporting character is just there to be a nuisance.
More than just a pair of tits, really.
She was more than just a pair of tits. And she was originally going to have a British accent, and they scrapped that last second. She still has some British mannerisms, like expressions and whatnot, but they decided to go American on her.
So, okay, so this is the intro of Shadow.
Kinky.
I am the ultimate life form.
Like wish? Like, what do you mean wish? Like anything? Like literally anything wish, or like you'll go do something I ask you to? There's a big difference there. What kind of wish are we talking?
I don't know, but also it's kind of silly that he can literally fly with those hover shoes.
Yeah.
When you can't fly in the actual game.
Yeah, pretty dumb.
It's silly when they do stuff like that in cutscenes.
I would agree. Are you fighting Robotnik now?
No, I'm fighting like the military thing.
Oh yeah.
This is the first boss I fought as Sonic.
Yeah, I remember.
After the Foist level. I just gotta fight him with
F-O-I-S-T,
Shadow.
Foist.
Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, he's not doing great. Uh-oh, look out.
Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh.
Run!
Don't hurt me, I'm just an animal!
You're clearly a little more than just that.
I will say Shadow's design, because I mean Sonic, a lot of people say that Sonic's design is like just such a brilliant just mascot design.
Simple, easy, identifiable color scheme, not hard to draw.
He looks cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not just saying that as like a fucking, as a Sonic fan, but like, Sonic looks fucking cool, and
he would fuck him.
And Shadow is just cool. He's just one of those like antagonists that like, he's like the cool bad guy.
Yeah. The cool heel.
He's got the fucking hover skate shoes kind of thing.
The red and black color scheme. Who's gonna think that shit? It's like Darth Maul, you know?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, come fucking being a kid in 1999 when that movie was coming out, and seeing Darth Maul in those trailers, like he was the tightest shit imaginable. It's like he's gonna be the best. Oh, how wrong I was. But
and then everyone hated him.
Well, I mean, he was great. I just hate what they did with him.
Yeah.
Kill him off in that first movie, like.
I feel like they could have done so much more.
Well, yeah, especially after he kills Qui-Gon, you know? You leave that, and then you let him survive the fight with Obi-Wan, because it gives Obi-Wan a whole thing in the future movies. You know, Jedi don't take revenge, but you know that his master's killer's out there, and he wants revenge. There's a good tension there where you can play on the, you know, is he going to stray from his mortals or not? And as much as I love Christopher Lee, and I do, Count Dooku was not some hugely... I didn't think he was hugely important to the next two movies.
Count Dooku was just a bunch of Dooku.
Yeah, essentially. And I was like, you could have worked that out with Maul, kept him as that kind of character, and either removed Dooku or just or included him and just kept him in a different role. But like, Maul was a badass and a marketing machine. Man, they could fucking print money with his merchandise.
Oh, there are so many fucking action figures.
And they gave him 5 lines, and then they offed him in the first movie. It's like, for fuck's sake. And they realized their mistake, because they brought him back in everything now. Like, he keeps popping back up, even though he got cut in fucking half. So they recognized the fuck up there, but it's too little too late as far as I'm concerned.
It's kind of like, who is the the bounty hunter guy,
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett, had like a very, very small role. And then people were just like, there was like full fan fiction, like novels written about him.
Oh, not
and
just
stuff.
fan fiction. He's probably one of the most explored characters out of everything Star Wars has ever, other media outside the movies. He's probably got some of the most expansive stuff.
Yeah, and
He's so damn interesting.
they explored his backstory in
Prequels. I did not like that.
was it the prequels or
Yeah, where the clones were based off of Jango, and Boba was one of his clones.
oh, that's right.
But
Yeah,
I hated that.
I think they wanted to make a spin-off movie because like the Rogue One and Han Solo. They
I've
wanted
heard
to make a Boba Fett one.
Yeah,
Just
I've heard
because they knew how like devoted fans were to like the concept of Boba Fett, and to me it was just weird. I was like, hey, he was a cool character, but like you barely saw anything of him in like the first time I watched the originals, the original 3 Star Wars, the trilogy.
Right.
Boba Fett came and left, and I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, oh, okay, that was a guy that. I was like, I assume that they brought this character in specifically to be disposable, because you know how like stories will like, they'll have their main characters and then they'll bring in another character who kind of sticks around a bit,
Who's there to die?
who's there to specifically
Yeah.
to die, so you don't have to kill off the main cast. Second floor.
for sure.
And I was like, oh, that's all he was.
Yeah.
And then like, I think it was you that started telling me about like how crazy people were about Boba Fett.
Yeah,
I was like,
he was meant to be nothing, according to George Lucas. He said he was just one of Jabba's thugs, but people just thought he looked cool, and so he started getting noticed. So they're like, okay, let's use him a little bit more. But like, you think about it, he doesn't do shit. He doesn't land a single shot with his gun. He's got 4 or 5 lines, and he loses a fight to a blind man who doesn't know he's in a fight with him, and then that's the end of him in the movies. Like, literally looking at the shit he does in the movies, he's kind of pathetic. But he just looked cool, and his voice was so fucking badass, and they changed it in the re-releases, and I'm furious about that.
oh yeah,
I get why they changed it, because they had established who he was cloned off of, and they wanted to use that voice, because clones realistically would have the same voice. Actually, realistically, they wouldn't. Apparently, when you clone something, because we've cloned, like, mice and shit, they don't look identical. The genes don't always match up. Apparently, that's true. But they wanted to keep the voice because he was a clone, so I get that. And Tamara Morrison has a cool New Zealand accent, so that's cool too, but his original voice, he was just so cold and creepy sounding. But yeah, no, outside of the movies, they've gone nuts with him. Like, he's had full-on one-on-one fights with Vader and survived. He's like... There's this one story where he's like a 70-year-old man. This is long after the movies are over. He's ditched his armor and his gun and everything. He's just like a half-naked, really strong military tactician expert with a knife, and he's trying to sneak into this guy's house and murder him. And in the middle of, Star Wars with fucking laser guns and droids and shit, just like putting him down bare bones. He had a bow and arrow and a knife and no armor, and just watching him just tactically carve through the shit he needed to get through. Like, God, he's so cool. But, all that's non-canon now.
yeah.
Well, for the
sadly.
most part. So some of it stuck around for the most part. All right, we want
say
to
to me.
continue to explore our evil side here in our next episode?
Yeah, we'll figure this out, and we'll continue this on the next episode.
Guys, if you like being dark side, throw a like.
Throw a hashtag Racing the Game Grumps.
Yeah, that too.
All right, see you guys. Bye bye.